Hi everyone, and welcome to Austin, Texas. It's the penultimate episode of the fourth season of Davilo's journey. It's going to be an absolute cracker. You can see how the practice results went. Sergio had an okay qualifying session in the wet, being just behind Nico Rosberg and Lewis Hamilton, being one of only two men who are within a tenth of Lewis Hamilton. He's just within 9/10 of Lewis Hamilton, so he's under a second, and Nico Rosberg only 3/10 off Lewis Hamilton. It was an interesting qualifying session with the likes of Valtteri Bottas being having a difficult session in 10th. Perez down in 9th. Ricciardo is down in 8th. Kimi Raikkonen 7th. Massa 6th, of course, and Hulkenberg doing very well in 5th, with Alonso running up the top bunch. You can see there in the bottom left-hand corner, there is an absolutely destroyed vehicle. That is a Sauber, so the Sauber's obviously had some form of crash or an incident down there. So sadly, we don't have any footage of it. Having a quick check, there's no DNFs, and Jenson Button down in 15th, not good at all. And Vettel as well, down in P13. So, yeah, a very interesting practice session there. Not the most intriguing in the world, but we're definitely showing that we got some decent pace for qualifying, which is obviously going to be huge for us. So we're off the back of a great victory over in Sochi. It was a great performance, really deserved, and really pleased. If you've missed the other episode, then go and check it out. It's really good, nice overtakes, good battles and all that, and that jazz. So we're here in Austin, and it's very wet. Why can't Austin have some nice weather for Sergio? They seemingly don't like him here in the on the other side of the Atlantic Ocean. Yes, the Atlantic Ocean. I am right with that. My geography skills aren't as pucker as I would like them to be. But we go second, 4/10 off Danny Kvyat in the wet, which isn't the best time, but hopefully we can scrape through in qualifying with that. And oddly enough, when you look at the qualifying, that was good enough, as multiple cars have gone out. Danny Kvyat is first in qualifying from us, then Gutierrez and Kamui Kobayashi. It was a mental qualifying session, that was. But now, within the space of 5 minutes, the track has gone from a tsunami of rain and just terrible conditions to a beautiful day here in America. One of obviously the United States largest, I think it's called, state. There we are. See, bringing it out. I was going to say county, obviously we're not in Cheshire. So we got 10th in that qualifying, and Button goes out once again. So Button really poor on qualifying. And if you didn't know, there was a poll up for where we'll be going for Season 5 if we do a Season 5 on this game, and you guys all voted that we return to Williams. We had such a good time in there during Season 1 after getting sacked from Lotus, and you guys wanted to see us go back to the Williams with obviously the new livery of Martini, and we will be doing another season hopefully on this game. Now it's going to be a push, as the new game looks to be released around June time. I will need to get the series done quickly, so I've got between March all the way to June to do another season on this game. Shouldn't be difficult, but here in Q10, wow, in Q3, we qualified 5th out of 10 at the moment. We're coming through the final few corners. We haven't improved in the middle sector, but we are definitely pushing forward. Whether or not we can improve on our time is going to be questionable as we come through the long sweeping right-hander, where you can take flat out if you have enough of a good steering ratio. If you have understeer there, then you are going to struggle like mad. Now coming into the second from last corner, going into the final corner now, braking very early to get a nice line out there, nice and early on the power. We go across the line. Sadly, we do not improve enough, and we don't improve at all actually, and we stay 5th, 8/10 off Nico Rosberg, who takes pole from Lewis Hamilton by 700ths of a second. Our rival Sebastian Vettel is 6/10 down in 3rd, with Ricciardo taking 4th spot. Raikkonen 10th, Valtteri Bottas 9th, Massa 8th, and Hulkenberg was 7th, with Alonso in 6th. So we've done better than they expected. They wanted 9th or above, so the team are happy with us, but sadly Sebastian Vettel was in 3rd. So really the reason I picked him as our rival was because I thought many people would like the series to go to Red Bull, but I think that would just be nowhere near as fun. I do like the way the Williams drives. It's one of my favourite cars to drive. I'm quick in the car, and I enjoy that car a lot, and I think I can have some great battles with it. So we go down into lean fuel mixture, as it looks like we'll be leaving McLaren at the end of the season. Many of you wanted to stay at McLaren, so sadly, it looks like we're ending our stint here. As the battle for 3rd heats up now, we move up to rich fuel mixture, so we've missed a wheel spin. We're up into 4th gear now. We can barely see anything at all. We're going to have to brake nice and early into the corner. We're going to go around the outside of Nico Rosberg there, as Sebastian Vettel comes across, and he takes the lead now, side by side. Going into turn 2, the long right-hander. It's almost a blind spot as you come up into turn 3 now, as we come through the Silverstone style Maggots and Beckett's and the Suzuka S's. very esque of them. These are some of my favourite corners on the game. It's such a good set of corners and it's so fun to drive. It's very difficult in the wet. We've already gained 1.1 seconds on Vettel, but that's the AI being slow on lap 1. Expect them to be right on our rear ends by a few laps time. On lap 4 now, you can see they're behind us, but they are not gaining significantly. I'm just going to show you now how quick we are through this section now. We're hopefully going to go quickly now, and you can see a massive corner cut there. The control on this car, there's massive understeer, going for a dry setup to get us into a good qualifying position, and we do go purple after that cheeky corner cut. So the car is not good in these conditions. Don't worry, they'll gain on us instantly. So that corner cut will instantly be taken away by the fact that we cannot drive in the wet conditions. So Sebastian Vettel being behind us has now been overtaken by Hamilton and Ricciardo, who are now second and third. Hamilton's going to be a very dangerous driver, as him and Rosberg are now battling for the championship coming into the final 2 races after this one, of course. Hamilton looking and weaving. He's going to go up the inside. He's not going to have the acceleration as he's wasted too much time behind us. He goes up the slipstream with not enough speed. In a straight line, we hold on to first position from Lewis Hamilton, and now Daniel Ricciardo has taken the mantle of second place, and now Hamilton has dropped down into third position. And the tyres are coming to the end of the life. You can see on these wet tyres, lap 14, halfway through the race, we're going to be pitting. The strategy seems to be very basic. We won't be using any intermediate tyres. It's very unlikely if we do. But we're going to be coming into the pits very shortly now to put on a fresh set of tyres to hopefully get the undercut, or in fact no cut at all actually. Hopefully we can just stay ahead of the other drivers. It's going to be risky. They are very good on their tyres in this game and very good on the wet conditions, and very good when the track becomes damp with their traction control. Of course, a little bit of controversy there. So as we come into the pits, the mechanics need to do a solid job. Cheeky fact there, the tyres are already wet before they're out. So for some reason that's a nice little glitch there. If you've never noticed it, the tyres are wet before they've even been put on the car. And they're completely wet, 365 degrees. The walls of the tyres are just very, I don't know, glitching the game there. But as Esteban Gutierrez, the only qualified third in Q1, goes past us, we hit the bollard there. Could have been a little cheeky glitch, but the game has been kind to us as we're revving up into third and fourth gear. We're going to be going on a wet set of tyres if ever needed, up into rich fuel mixture. Let's see what we can do now. The important factor is that we stay ahead of the cars in front of us. This is where things get very interesting. Esteban Gutierrez now, we skip forward a little bit now. We're going to go and just nudge him there as we get past up into rich fuel mixture. That's us up into P4 provisional, of course, with the hopeful likeliness that we're going to go back up to the first position if we can hold it now. Lap 28, we've held it. We got a massive gap, and Hamilton has is right behind us. You can see on the minimap there's a massive train. We've got the Sergio Davilo train of destiny in this McLaren, and we're going to come into the final few sections. Just sums up, there's literally been nothing in this race. When you go first and you're in the wet, it's a bit of a train. It was a massively boring race. To be honest with you, when I was driving this, I had more podcasts on my computer than I've ever had in my life. This was getting me through it. I was watching the bare minimum of YouTube. There was some really dodgy stuff that I was watching, and I don't think any of it is exactly YouTube approved. But yeah, the tyres are dead, and Sergio must be baking in that cockpit. It must be horrible. All the wet, wow, the heat coming from the car, just the change in temperatures. You're probably going to step out and it'll be freezing. He's probably going to get frostbite from this Grand Prix, but he comes in to the final corner to pick up back-to-back wins from Sochi and the United States, and Sergio Davilo wins in the McLaren for only the 5th time this season. So here are your race classifications. Sergio Davilo won by 8 tenths to Lewis Hamilton, with Fernando Alonso in 3rd, Daniel Ricciardo in 4th. 5th was Sebastian Vettel, with Jenson Button doing a fantastic job from 11th on the grid to finish in 6th. Nico Rosberg in 7th, closing the championship gap to only about 3 points to Lewis Hamilton, with Raikkonen 8th. Perez is 9th, and Esteban Gutierrez rounds up the top 10 in P10, of course. Adrian Sutil takes the 11th spot with Valtteri Bottas, 47 seconds off the pace, down in 12th. That could be the car that Sergio goes to next season. Will he succeed or will he fail? Will he meet up with his Brazilian brethren, Felipe Massa, who he stole his seat from in Ferrari? This is the Constructors' Championship. Only 2 points separate Nico Rosberg and Lewis Hamilton, so Jenson Button has helped his Brit mate out there, and 69 points off the pace is Sergio Davilo. Mathematically, he can still become a world champion. It's going to take something incredible. He's going to have to get them double points till the very end. As Daniel Ricciardo now out of the championship running, the same as Sebastian Vettel. Guys, if you have enjoyed this video, then please leave a like down below. It would be greatly appreciated. Leave your opinions on where you think we should go. The poll said Williams, but if more people down below, like say 20 people say Red Bull or something, then my opinion will be mildly swayed, and I will consider, and I will probably do a new poll with 2 teams in there. So leave a like down below, subscribe for more, share it about, and I will see you guys next time.